Hello, welcome to day one, domain name hosting and registration. In this lesson, you're going to learn about domain name, what it is, and how it fits into the idea of you owning a website. You're going to learn about website hosting. You're going to learn about the different type of hosting plans we have. And at the end of the training, I'm going to show you exactly how to purchase your domain name and host it. To build your website, you need both a domain name and a web hosting account. It's just like having a phone number, but your phone number can't actually work without you having a mobile phone. By the time we get into the details, you'll understand the concept clearer. So what is your domain name? Most times when you see a domain name, it comes with two entities, the name of the website itself and the domain name extension. Your domain is your address online. It is the name that customers type in when they want to find your business. The domain name consists of the website name and the domain name extension. For example, we have Charles Adetola, which is the website name, and we have the domain name extension, which is .com. So my domain name consists of these two elements, which is charlesadetola.com. There are different types of domain names. The most common ones are the top level domains. These are the ones we see almost every day, the .com, .org, .net, and .edu. And most times they are divided into subcategories. We have the country top level domain names, which are majorly for countries. We have .us for United States. We have .pk for Pakistan. We have .ng for Nigerians. We have .au for Australians. Also, we have institutional top level domains. We have .mil for military, we have .gov for government, we have .org for non-profit, and .net. Then we have second level domain names. You've probably seen these domain names before. We're talking about a domain that sits directly below a top level domain name. The third type of domains, we have subdomains. Subdomains are useful because they don't require webmasters to purchase an additional domain name to create divisions within their website. Example is developers.facebook.com. Another great example is support.google.com. So this is a dedicated domain that attends to any form of support from Google. For a subdomain, you don't need to actually buy a different kind of hosting. Unlike the previous type of domain, the second level domain, you need to host this separately, and top level domains needs to sit on their own servers. But the subdomains shares or sits directly on the main domain. So, what is website hosting? Web hosting is what makes it possible for visitors to view your site's content anytime and from anywhere when they type your domain name. As I explained earlier, the domain name is more like a mobile number, and your hosting is what brings it alive. Like without you having your SIM card in your mobile phone, when people call you, they can't access you. So your SIM card has to be in your phone, which is more like your hosting. Then when people dial your number, it goes through, your phone rings, and you're able to connect with them. That's the same ideology behind a domain name and a website hosting. Web hosting is a necessity for any website. It is the online storage center that houses the information, images, videos, and other contents that comprises the website. When internet users want to view your website, all they need to do is type your website address or domain into their web browser. Their computer will then connect to your server, and your web pages will be delivered to them through the browser. So, I hope you understand the connection between a web hosting and a domain name now. So, types of web hosting. We have shared hosting. This is the type of hosting where you actually share the same server with multiple websites, with multiple domains. It's more like you have a mobile phone, and on that mobile phone, you can actually use 3 SIM cards. Probably one is for your younger brother, one is for your younger sister. The 3 of you share this particular phone, but you have different individual lines on the phone. Shared hosting, this is a type of web hosting where a single server hosts multiple websites. This is the hosting available for the least cost. This is the cheapest kind of hosting that you can get. This is because a lot of people are coming on the platform, are coming on the hosting platform to actually share resources with you. These are required by organizations where the traffic is less and for low volume sites. So if you're actually just starting out, then you're not expecting much traffic on your website, and you're not expecting to upload a whole lot of data and a whole lot of content, this is the ideal plan for you to go for. Then we have dedicated servers. This is where a complete server is given to one website. The organization where the amount of traffic on their website will be high can opt for dedicated servers. Or let me say, dedicated servers are one of the most expensive available server options that you have. This means you and you alone have probably unlimited disk space, unlimited bandwidth, and a whole lot of other things. Why? Because you know you have a lot of traffic coming to the site, or you have a lot of heavy content that needs to be on the platform. So then the third, we have VPS. In this type of hosting, a server is divided into several parts, and each one acts as a different server. So the idea behind a VPS, virtual private server, is that you have a single server, but you're actually paying to own a portion of that particular server. Then the fourth one, we have the cloud hosting. This is a recent development. Cloud hosting service provide hosting on virtual servers. So it means most servers are actually physical servers that are stored up somewhere in a secure location. That's where they back up your files and your documents. But with cloud hosting, it means you have a virtual server in the cloud. I want you to note something. You can purchase your domain name separately, or can purchase it from your web host also. Some web host provides the domain free of cost if you purchase them as your web host. If you purchase your domain name separately, you would have to pay for it. So sometimes you can actually there are a lot of hosting companies, and at the end of this video, during the practical, I'm going to actually show you one of the best you can actually engage with. And I'm going to buy a domain to actually show you what it's like, the process and everything. So, but you can, at the same time, you can actually buy your hosting from a different provider and also buy your domain from another provider. And also you can transfer your domain name or your hosting from one company to another, from one organization to another, if you're not satisfied with your service. I remember there was a time I had to move all of my domains from one particular hosting company because of their customer service, and the charges was too high. I had to move them to another company that does a better hosting and a better customer service. So, but most times, most companies will offer you the domain name and the hosting as a complete package and at a lesser price, lesser than what it would cost you to actually buy the two separately. There are some additional features that comes with your web hosting and domain name. One of it is domain email account. Hosting provider also provides email server hosting. So if my domain name is charlesadetola.com, it means I can actually have a dedicated email account, such as chief@charlesadetola.com. And this is great for companies, because when you start a company, let's say you sell mugs and you call it Mystery Mugs, and you want to have separate email for every worker in your office. So you can have Shade at mysterymugs.com, you can have Tola at mysterymugs.com, you can have Zainab at mysterymugs.com, and you can have dedicated emails to attend to specific issues like support at soso.com or register at soso.com. Another feature that must definitely come with your hosting plan is the cPanel access. Many web hosting companies supply cPanel to customers as part of their hosting package. So once you actually purchase a domain and hosting plan from a company, one of the things they will message to you instantly as your receipt of purchase that you're entitled to is your cPanel username and password. So with your username and password to the cPanel, this is where you can now get started with developing your website. So the next lesson is actually on cPanel and installing WordPress. So this lesson was actually about you understanding the relationship between a domain name and your web hosting. So once you now purchase your domain name and web hosting, we proceed to the next class, which is all about accessing your cPanel and installing WordPress. In this particular class that we're moving to now, I'm going to show you where and how to purchase your domain name and hosting. So you can copy this link. I'll appreciate if you can write it down or check the description and copy the link. It's an affiliate link, and that means when you actually purchase from this link, I get a little tiny token from the company. It won't reduce or increase how much you're still going to pay initially, but I'll appreciate if you use the link. So take note of the link, and now we're going to get started with the practical process. And you could just type out the link if that's more convenient for you. So this is the landing page. This is Google Host landing page. You can see Google Host Nigeria is their contact. And you can see cPanel hosting 500 Naira per month. I'm actually using this because this is like the cheapest you can get in Nigeria. WordPress hosting, you can see 1,600 per month. Email 500 Naira per month. And site builder 1,300. So let's get started. I have a domain name in mind, so this is where you just click on get started. I could actually search for the domain name here, but I want to walk you through the process. You can choose a monthly plan if you're convenient paying monthly, but it means for this, for instance, you'll be paying for this Aspire, you'll be paying 500 times 12, that's 6,000 Naira at the end of the year. But if you're paying annually, you're saving 20%, because you're paying 5,000 Naira at the end of the year. We have 2 gig workspace, we have 10 gig bandwidth. As you can see, this monthly bandwidth determines how much traffic your website can have every month. You can have 4 subdomains, example of subdomains we talked about earlier. Then we have add-on domain 1, free.ng domain, we have free SSL certificate, unlimited emails, and unlimited database. Should we go with this? Or should we go with this? Walk through the list and see which actually is best for you. So as you can see, they said this is recommended for basic website, for one-pager website, for basic website, then for basic blogs, you need this. Then for deluxe, this 21,000 Naira, supreme. These are actually cheap plans. These are very cheap plans. So for the purpose of this training, I'm going to choose this plan. So I'll have the option to actually choose the domain name I need. I already have a domain name in mind, which is my skill challenge. I want my skills challenge, my skills. Should I make it skills or skill challenge? So I'm going to try my skills. My skills challenge. Let's try my skillschallenge.com. Let's check if that is available. So we've added this to our cart and click on continue. So basically, we have just the domain name for 3,900. That's a promo plan. So that's the amount we're paying for the domain. Now, I had to buy this separately so that you understand this. The domain is different from the hosting, and you can get both separately or together. So if I'm buying this at the full price, if I'm getting the full domain, if I'm getting a full year hosting, I'll be getting the domain for free. But I'm trying to show you the minimum amount you can actually spend to get your domain name and hosting and get your website running. So I'm still going to go into this to edit and even reduce the amount. Probably let's switch to monthly. Now, see, I selected this monthly. It's going to be 500 instead of the 1.5 quarterly. Now continue. So, as you can see, a shared hosting plan of 500 Naira per month, and I have my domain name for 3,900 Naira per year. Now and with this, we need nothing more to get started. So we're just going to create an account. We're going to create an account here. Email address, phone number, last name, street. Make sure you go through the details and be sure all the details are perfect. Once you're sure that the details are right, you select your payment method. For this, I'm selecting QuickTeller. PayPal is actually a fast payout option, but I understand a lot of people don't have a PayPal account, and going through the process of having to open a PayPal account just for the sake of getting a website doesn't really cut it. So with QuickTeller, you can easily opt out with your debit or MasterCard, Valve, or anyone. So you want to check that you want to be receiving emails from them. Yes. Now I have read and agreed the terms, and click on checkout. Enter my card number here. I'm going to enter the months of expiry and the year, and I'm going to do that now. So just to show you, this is my inbox. This is the email I got to actually verify my account. Dear Charles Adetola, thank you for creating a Whoost account. Then I clicked on this link to verify my account. And this is the invoice I got, 4,467 Naira, how to pay. And they won't tell you how to pay. So in case you didn't get my description on how to pay, you can follow the description here: QuickTeller, GT Bank, Paystack, Rave, a whole lot. And I got this email also from QuickTeller saying, thank you for your payment. A successful payment was made from Whoost Limited. See purchase details. As you can see, this is what it looks like, and this is the amount paid. So you're going to get a confirmation to confirm your payment. As you can see, payment confirmed. Then, like I told you earlier, you're going to receive the hosting details. As you can see, hosting details for myskillschallenge.com. You see, that will include your cPanel URL, your username, and your password. So I want you to note that username and the password, write it down, because that's what you're going to need for the next session. The next session is about cPanel and WordPress installation. So write that down and let's continue with the training. Welcome back from the practical class, and I look forward to seeing you in the next lesson, which is cPanel and WordPress installation.